One 18-hour plane ride and 2 drives later, my 12-year-old self was halfway across the world. From Bangladesh, a country where my life had taken its first breath and steps, to somewhere unfamiliar, Ohio. Once here, I felt isolated, unsure of how to fit in or express my identity in a place where few understood or even knew about where I had come from. This feeling of being out of place began even before we reached Aurora. After landing in the US, my family was pulled aside for extra screening at the airport. We were ushered into a small, windowless room where an officer shuffled through our passports and asked questions that felt more like accusations. What is your purpose here? Why are you traveling as a family? What's in your bags? My parents answered calmly, their voices steady despite the fear I could feel radiating off them. I sat on a plastic chair, too young to understand the concept of bias, but old enough to know we were being treated differently. Clutching my backpack, previously violently rummaged through, I watched the officer's hand hover over our luggage as if a bomb might appear out of thin air. We were eventually released, but as we walked out, my father's hands trembled holding mine, and my mother murmured, "Na amader desh, na amader manush." Not our country, not our people. I didn't fully understand then, but I knew enough to realize that we were being treated differently because we were Muslim and brown. The incident left an early imprint, an early understanding that my family's identity, my identity, was going to be a target of lifelong bias and suspicion. Over time, the moments of prejudice I feared multiplied. From being called basically Indian when I shared my heritage, to hearing slurs I hadn't known existed until they pierced me. These experiences, painful as they were, became a turning point. They fueled my desire to create spaces where differences were celebrated rather than ridiculed. I joined the AHS International Club during my freshman year and became its co-president my sophomore year, helping organize events showcasing the beauty of cultural diversity. We hosted Fulbright scholars from across the globe and welcomed exchange students. Outside of school, I got involved with Banyo, a local Bangladeshi organization that runs cultural events and fundraisers. Whether helping set up a community picnic or organizing a fundraiser, I found pride in keeping my roots alive and sharing them with others of the same background. As I grew and found my community at my school, explaining why I ate with my hands and didn't celebrate Christmas became a moment of pride rather than shame. Kindness doesn't always have to be grand. Sometimes it's as simple as inviting someone to a cultural celebration or listening to their story without judgment. These small acts of love and understanding taught me that even in the face of hate or bias, we have the power to build bridges instead of walls.